Hello, dinosaur enthusiasts. Welcome to the Everything About Movies channel. Today, I'd like to make a video breaking down every dinosaur featured in the film Ice Age: Dawn of the Dinosaurs. Let's dive right in. Our first dinosaur is Mama Dino. Mama Dino came to the surface searching for her eggs, which Sid had taken. She and her babies belonged to the species Tyrannosaurus rex. These giants ruled their epoch in the late Cretaceous period, approximately 68 to 66 million years ago. They lived in what is now the western part of North America, from Canada to the US. There were no icy plains or cities back then, only dense forests, swampy lowlands, and vast plains where hunters like the T-Rex found their prey. They fed on large herbivorous dinosaurs, such as Triceratops, Edmontosaurus, and other reptiles that could weigh several tons. The T-Rex had powerful jaws with teeth, up to 12 inches long, capable of crushing bone. Imagine a bite force 5 times greater than a lion's. It's no wonder the Tyrannosaurus was considered the true king of the prehistoric monsters. The first Tyrannosaurus was discovered in 1902 in Montana, USA, and it has since become a symbol not only of paleontology, but also of popular culture. Its bones can be seen in the world's most famous museums. In the real world, Tyrannosaurus were not brown cartoon monsters, but rather huge reptiles with powerful bodies and possibly even primitive feathers. Their appearance is still debated. Some depict them as scaly monsters, others as fluffy, feathered ones. Fortunately, today we only see them in museums, books, or films. The next dinosaur species shown when the main characters entered the underground world was the Brachiosaurus. These long-necked herbivores lived in the late Jurassic period, approximately 154 to 150 million years ago, making them much more ancient than the T-Rex. A unique feature of its structure was its long forelimbs, which were longer than its hind limbs, causing its body to be slanted forward and its shoulders to sit high, like a giraffe's. This feature gave the Brachiosaurus an advantage. It could reach leaves on the tallest trees, ignoring low-growing vegetation. Given its incredible size, up to 82 feet in length and weighing about 50 tons, it must have consumed an enormous amount of food, possibly up to several hundred pounds of vegetation per day. Brachiosaurus remains were found in modern-day North America, specifically in Colorado and Utah in the USA. The climate at that time was significantly warmer and wetter than during the Ice Age, with vast coniferous and fern forests that provided these giants with food. The first description and name, Brachiosaurus, which is Greek for arm lizard, was given in 1903 after the discovery by American paleontologist Elmer Riggs. When the main characters first entered the subterranean world and looked around, they were attacked by an armored dinosaur. This species belongs to the Ankylosaurus. Its body was completely covered in bony plates and spikes, and its tail ended in a powerful club, capable of breaking the leg of any predator, even a Tyrannosaurus. Ankylosaurus lived approximately 68 to 66 million years ago in the late Cretaceous period, in the same areas that are now Canada and the western US, where today there are steppes and mountain plateaus. Tropical forests rustled millions of years ago, and the Ankylosaurus peacefully roamed them, eating low-growing plants and ferns. When the group of heroes managed to escape the Ankylosaurus, they were surrounded by various dinosaur species. Let's break down each of them. To the right and left were Pachycephalosaurus. This is one of the more unusual dinosaurs you can spot in the underground world scene. It's easy to recognize by the massive dome on its head, resembling a motorcycle helmet. Except this helmet wasn't plastic but bone, almost 10 inches thick. Scientists believe that Pachycephalosaurus used this sturdy dome in headbutting duels, colliding foreheads like bighorn sheep to prove who was stronger and more worthy of a female's attention. The next dinosaur worth discussing is the Iguanodon. In the film, it's shown with blue coloring. The Iguanodon is one of the most recognizable dinosaurs. In Ice Age, it stands out with its blue coloration and calm, almost noble appearance. And for good reason, this dinosaur was one of the first that science recognized as an official dinosaur. Iguanodon got its name because its teeth were similar to those of modern iguana, only much larger. It was a large, herbivorous dinosaur up to 33 feet long and weighing about 4 to 5 tons. Next to the Iguanodon in the film are the Kentrosaurus. If the Iguanodon looked majestic and confident, these guys are the embodiment of nature's defensive strategy. The Kentrosaurus was a relative of the Stegosaurus, but smaller and much spikier. Its back was covered with rows of bony plates and sharp spikes, and the long needles on its tail could pierce the hide of any predator daring to attack. In Ice Age, the Kentrosaurus is shown with bright coloration and slightly exaggerated spikes, making them visually striking. Their fossils were first found in the early 20th century, and since then, Kentrosaurus have proven how nature can create armor no less impressive than in medieval knights. When Buck rescues our heroes from the dinosaurs, the scene abruptly changes, and we see two powerful, horned giants slowly moving through the underground world's jungle. These dinosaurs are Triceratops, one of the most recognizable dinosaurs in history. Their massive heads are adorned with horns and a bony frill. Triceratops lived at the end of the Cretaceous period, about 68 to 66 million years ago, in what is now the US and Canada. There, on the ancient plains, they grazed in herds, feeding on ferns, leaves, and low tree branches. Despite their imposing appearance, these dinosaurs were peaceful herbivores, but when facing a threat, they could become a formidable opponent. One accurate strike with their horns into the head of a predator, like a T-Rex, and the fight was over before it began. On average, a Triceratops reached a length of 30 feet and weighed up to 12 tons. When Mama Dino wanted to feed her hungry children, she brought an Archaeopteryx. This dinosaur is a true star of science because it combines the features of reptiles and birds. Archaeopteryx lived in the Jurassic period, approximately 150 million years ago, in what is now Germany. It was only about 20 inches long and weighed about as much as a small house cat, but it had sharp teeth and claws on its wings. Archaeopteryx had feathers, making it the first true flying dinosaur, although it likely didn't fly as confidently as modern birds. The next dinosaur species worth noting is the Troodon. These small predators looked almost like birds, but with teeth and claws. Troodon lived in the late Cretaceous period, approximately 75 to 70 million years ago, in what is now North America. They were only about 6.5 feet long and weighed about 110 pounds, yet they were incredibly fast and agile. A distinctive feature of the Troodon was its huge eyes, which allowed it to see perfectly in the twilight, and a relatively large brain, by dinosaur standards, which made them true hunting strategists. In the film, they may be shown as nimble creatures that quickly flee or set up an ambush. In reality, Troodon resembled small, feathered predators with long fingers on their hands and sharp claws ready to grab prey. After the small Troodon, we move on to the Guanlong. As the name suggests, these dinosaurs were discovered in China. Guanlong lived in the late Jurassic period, approximately 160 million years ago, and is considered one of the earliest ancestors of the Tyrannosaurus. This dinosaur was relatively small by predator standards. Its body length reached about 10 feet, and its weight was only 155 pounds. But it was distinguished by a striking crown of feathers on its head and long, sharp teeth with which it deftly grabbed prey. Unlike the massive T-Rex, Guanlong was a fast and mobile hunter that could pursue small lizards and hunt in packs. In the film, they're shown as a miniature yet striking predator with a bright crown and quick movements. We haven't talked about flying species yet, so here are two of them. To help his friends, Buck rode a Pteranodon, but right on their heels was a chasing flock of Pterodactylus. Pteranodon is a true giant among the flying reptiles of the late Cretaceous period, about 70 to 65 million years ago. Its wingspan reached up to 20 feet, allowing it to soar over water bodies, scanning for fish and small animals. In the film, the Pteranodon looks imposing and reliable, exactly what Buck needed to escape the chase. In reality, this flying giant was light, agile, and relied on maneuverability rather than brute strength. The flock of Pterodactylus that chased Buck are teprosaurs that were among the first known flying reptiles, showing us how evolution gradually created true flyers. Pterodactylus fed on fish and small animals, deftly grabbing prey with sharp teeth and claws, and their light bodies made them fast and agile hunters. And finally, we have the last dinosaur on our list, Rudy, the Baryonyx. This dinosaur was a medium-sized predator, but with unique features that made it a true master hunter. It belonged to the early Cretaceous period, approximately 125 million years ago, and lived in what is now Europe and Asia. The Baryonyx body length reached about 26 feet, but its outstanding hand claws and teeth adapted for catching fish made it a dangerous predator. In real life, Baryonyx hunted in rivers and swamps, sometimes even along seacoasts, using its skills not only to get food, but also to survive among larger predators. It seems we've covered all the dinosaurs from the film except for one, the bones of that mysterious dinosaur that served as the bridge between the lower and upper worlds remain uncertain. I couldn't find information on what species it belonged to. Let us know in the comments what you think about this mysterious species. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts. See you in the next video.